is January 12th. Amazing. We got through the January 11th portal and it was very, very intense. How many people made some good decisions and took the most out of yesterday and really parsed where they're at and making sure that they are on the track that they want to be on? And what am I talking about when I say that? You know, I've been talking about energetic boundaries and creating your energetic boundaries. And you guys are doing that. But then the discussion is, but Monica, it's really hard. It's really hard to have these boundaries. You know, family is calling me crazy. Family's doing this. My husband's doing that. Friends aren't calling me, on and on and on. Well, you know, last night on January 11th, I went out to dinner in a town about 45 minutes, a main town. Okay, I live in rural upstate South Carolina, and this was in Greenville, which is the main place that people live here. And so this restaurant was in a mall, Hayward Mall. And I have not been in, I've been in that mall, but I haven't been in a mall or that lifestyle of regular, you know, shopping and going to restaurants and stuff for years now. And my ex-husband and my son who lives here, my adult son, and my ex-husband was in town from Washington, and I decided to go out to dinner. And I have not been out to dinner and been in that kind of environment in a very long time. And I was looking forward to it, just talking with everybody and not having to worry about dishes and things like that. But we got there and I want to talk about all the stuff going on. I want to talk about what's going on with them, how they're interpreting the energies. And I want to talk about how they are, you know, taking these energies and what are they creating with it? What do they think about it? You know, all this kind of stuff. And they don't want to talk about that. I was dismissed. I was ignored. People got up in the middle of me speaking. People looked away when I was speaking. I was constantly told that they don't understand what I'm saying. A lot of times they would pretend that they didn't hear what I was saying and let me repeat it. But I realized while I was repeating it that I'm just being made a fool of. You know, it's just like a way of gaslighting me. And of course, if I said anything to the people that this was the case, they would go, "Oh, no, it's not." And I'd have to be in this whole thing. You guys know, you guys that are on the path know what I'm talking about. Where it's like you are just living your life, enjoying life. And I'm talking about the people that know this ascension walk and you've really been doing the work. And you're just walking around doing your own thing, loving humanity, loving animals, loving flowers, whatever. People say you're crazy because you're walking around in rainbows and unicorns. Well, yeah, I am. And I want to share it with you guys and let you guys know that you can have this. You can have heaven on earth within. There's no needing to leave earth. That's all been a lie to tell us that earth is something that we have to endure and we cannot wait until we get to the other side. And then we'll be able to relax and be comfortable. It's like there's different types of people, you know, people who want to be comfortable and people who want experiences and wants their soul to sing. And the people who want to be comfortable, they don't like it when you come around with your information that brustles up their comfort. or that might mean that they have to do something. Something I heard on TikTok that I thought was so perfect and funny that I wanted to tell you guys about how to do this, how to set your energetic boundaries. So after yesterday, even though I already knew this and I stay at home and I have a beautiful home slash healing center environment, and my home is also extended virtually into my community that I am creating, and I am connecting through quantum entanglement with the souls that are on this same mission, and they're coming alongside of me. But what if you looked at your energetic boundaries as policies for yourself? You're setting policies, and they're whatever you want that keeps you, makes it so that you can hold that higher vibration, because you don't want to be going like this and that's what's happening, or we're going in and out of high vibration. We're in this beautiful space, and then somebody walks in a room and starts talking to us, starts asking a bunch of questions, starts making a bunch of noise, whatever they do. You guys know what I'm saying. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments some of the things that are coming to your heart, that things that disrupt your peace. You've got to start laying down boundaries and think of them as policies. This girl on TikTok did this and I loved it. It's like, yeah, you don't get to talk to me like that. You don't get to talk to me in that tone, that level of voice. Uh, you don't get to talk to me while you're dressed like that, while you look like that. Whatever it is, if it's something that triggers you, that you're trying to get over, and you've told a person, you're not to do this around me when you're interacting with me. It is to be like this. And then they continue to do what they want to do, and then play innocent or play dumb, that they don't know that they're doing it to you. Okay. They just crossed a boundary. They just broke a policy. So you need to have a set of policies on what is required for other people to interact with you. And those policies are based on where you're at, where you personally are at, and what boundaries and policies that you need to tell your cells on how to operate in order for you to get to the next level. So it's like we raise in frequency, we are raising our vibration, but then something happens, and we're about to go into something happening that could potentially lower your vibration and cause you to lose your abundance that you're going to get. So we're going into this abundance timeline. We're going into the age of Aquarius, the golden age, all these different names. Okay. And with that comes a life of flow and ease. And we're going to have technology that is going to make all this happen. So you don't need to sit here and think too much like, how is this going to happen? I don't believe it. You look at the past, you look at the mud floods that we had in the past. You look at the history. I've done a full year's history research, and I'm constantly doing it on the area I live in. And it has put all of this together. All of this together. So, as the system is changing over, we're going to kind of have a bridge system, that a bridge monetary system. I don't want to use the word monetary, but that's the only one that you guys would know what I mean. So a new monetary system is coming in to bridge us over to a system where we don't have money and we don't use a means of exchange, because you will find that you can live. I'm living in this way right now. I don't think about money at all. I go by my heart space. Any soul that needs help, that comes to me that needs help, I go by my heart space on what answer or what help I give them or what support I give them. It's not about the money. A lot of people, all people can think about is money. And people see situations and think, oh, okay, if I just had the money, everything would be fine. Well, this is what's going to happen. Money is not going to be a concern of yours. Okay. You see the birds flying outside and they're beautiful and they have food and they're free. Okay. They are not working, going to a job every morning, are they? You're not going to be doing that. You're not going to be doing that. So another podcast or another time you can stop and think about, what's going to happen? How is this going to work? And get yourself all spooled up about that. What's happening right now on the planet, you didn't believe it 3 years ago. You did not believe it. And a lot of us, well, not a lot, but me, I was blocked and banned because I was coming out and telling this. And the other information that was telling this, they have private groups. So there's private communities that they're able to tell this because this is all supposed to come out bit by bit. This is a military operation that we are in, and we are moving through it. And they knew that we would not be able to rebuild if we did not have a bridge monetary system. And that brings us to looking at it that the system has been in your face the whole time, but they've married it or made it look like it's part of the old monetary system. So that the people that were operating the SWIFT system and all that, they had no idea that this was going on in the background. And you're going to see this. You're going to see less political. It's going to get less political. And you're already seeing this with Elon Musk and all of that. It's getting to the point where you're seeing different characters, if you will, come forward with their role and implementing the different communication apparatuses or systems that they need to bridge us over into this new galactic world that we are going into. Everybody should be getting very, very excited. So let's talk about, just on the tail of that, the fires that are happening. And can we expect more fires? What am I getting? What are other souls getting? I definitely feel like there's going to be fires, flooding, or storms, or fires, floodings, or earthquakes continuing, especially for the major cities. I've been saying, as long as other people, for years, get your family out. Get your family out of major cities. I don't know if you guys, I would love to know who is trying to figure out how to do that or what to do. And maybe you need some ideas on how to do this. So I said a couple years ago, I don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to happen, but something's going to happen where you have to move. Or you could say it where you have to connect as a community and with your community members. So it'll either be the people that you live with around you right now, or it'll be who you choose by moving to a place of your choosing. So I moved to upstate South Carolina with this vision in mind. And I thought that other families would move here with me in my town, and then we are going to take over the town. But we would be able to rely on each other right now if people would have moved. But they didn't because they're waiting for the flip of the switch. And then they think that they're going to get a bunch of money and they're going to go on their vacations and they're going to buy their beach house and live on the beach somewhere. Oh, is that what the people in Malibu thought? The people in Malibu on Pacific Coast Highway, all those houses are completely gone and they're not allowed to rebuild there due to, at least by the current building regulations. Okay. So that's just an example of how things are going to get destroyed and how people are having to turn to one another. And we are realizing my videos on TikTok, any video that I make that says that the government is not here, the government is not coming, there is no government. There are no governments running anything. Anything. This is what's going to happen. All of the leaders of all of these countries are all puppets. They're all puppets at this point. And they've been through several puppeteerings, but the ones currently, the celebrities that you see currently, the politicians that you see currently, they are not they're not the originals. Whatever, if they're masked, if they're cloned or whatever. But they are delivering their lines, their narrative to bring us through this. The whole thing about TikTok maybe being banned, it's not going to be banned. It will not be banned. There is no Congress voting on things. There are no governments. Trump is going to be like kind of like the CEO of the world, or you could think about it as like the king of the world, but we're not really having kings. He's kind of like the businessman of the world. And all of the leaders that you see are all working with, they're all working in a group with the galactics to move this forward and to get the scourge out of our world. And we are having the frequency, a high frequency that's a love frequency. I almost hate to say it just because it sounds, the word love has been watered down and it's so trite. But that frequency coming down onto the planet is what is going to change the hearts of everybody. It's what's going to tell everybody, everybody's going to feel it and everybody's going to come together and then we're all going to rebuild. And I believe that all of the X coins, any of the ISO tokens, any of the Iraqi dinar, any of the currency exchange, people that have Zim bonds, all of those people are basically the humanitarians. They are people that knew about this a decade ago, 5 years ago, a decade ago, and they got ready because those are the people that are going to be at the cornerstone of rebuilding the world. And I am one of the people that I will, and that is one of my missions, is letting people know that these changes are happening and that you can link with me right now. It's just get into the reality shifters and be there and participate and work your ascension and connect with other beings because we are all quantum entangled and we're already connected, just waiting for you to break that barrier because magic is happening. Quantum feels very magical. And I am doing this. I am doing this mission. 3, 4 years ago, whatever it was, I was sitting here, didn't know anybody, didn't feel comfortable getting on camera, I've been wanting to get my podcast together for years, but I needed to, thank goodness for TikTok, because I was able to get out here in just little bits and get the information out and find my souls that are looking for me, because the show has begun and we're all getting in our places and getting in our roles. And if you don't know what your mission is right now, you do have one, and just start getting silent. Again, first step, you can join the reality shifters and start going through the meditations, start listening to the recordings, join my lives that are at Sundays at 2. I'm actually about to jump on with my group here today. Listen to my podcasts, download my podcasts, send my podcasts to other people, because this podcast is here to let everyone know of what is going on in a practical, simple way. You're not going to be able to lead your life the way you've been leading it up until this point. Last night, going to that restaurant, I realized it even more. It's like, this is over with. I am living and operating on a different dimension. I'm going to continue to tell everybody that the changes are here, the changes are happening. The energies are not going to let up at all. In 2025, you are going to see the last decade, the last 12 months, all done in 1 year. Okay. So anything that you put forward, but if you didn't put anything forward or you're just hearing about this now, it is not too late. Okay. Especially if you're awakening to, oh my gosh, I think this is who I am. This is what I'm supposed to do. It is. If you're feeling anything, if you're feeling connected to something, if you're feeling connected to me, you are. We know each other. Okay. Our souls know each other. So come on over. Come on over and let's get ourselves to work. Things are changing fast. The dominoes have fallen, and it's not going to be long now. Okay. The wheat is being separated from the shaft, and the groups are separating. Which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the loving, benevolent earth, or do you want to be down in a new 3D earth that will be more draconian than the one that we just got out of? But it's okay if you want to. Okay? If you want to. If you want to stay, if you want to hold on to this world and have more experiences and learn more lessons, there is no judgment. I know it's very, very few people, but I am tasked with getting the word out that this is happening amongst the noise. And it's been very challenging through all of the censorship, and it's been very surprising. But I know who I am, and I know that by doing this and telling you guys this, the frequency is getting out, and the right people will hear it. And lots of good changes have already been happening, and people new, like I kind of think of them as new light workers, which they think this is new age, but are awakening up to their role, and they are helping humanity. And I love to see it. So in a nutshell, everybody, come up with your personal boundaries, your policies on the way you know that you should be treated, spoken to. You do not have to interact with anyone. You do not have to interact with anyone that does not uplift you or contribute to you holding your vibration, your high vibration, because what you're doing is so profound and so important. And all of you out there that are out there making YouTubes, podcasts, videos to alert humanity and help humanity, you are amazing. You are amazing and you are making a difference. Even if you feel like your videos are not getting out there, just record every single day, 3, 5 times a week. Set up a system, and no matter what, you follow it. You follow it. And people will see. Like I come on here and I do my podcast, I do my lives, I meet with people, my coaching, everything, no matter what. So I give people my word and I show up. And if things change and I don't feel up to it or something's going on, then I know that it's okay to go with the flow. So I don't get into it with people, when things change and things get scheduled, because right now I am just going with the flow, getting this information out that we are in this war. It's a silent war and we're at the tail end of it. And I don't know, but I got the information that this time period between January 10th through the inauguration, January 20th, that is like the 10 days of darkness period, time period. And that we should have some massive, massive jaw dropping revelations happen. But let's see, here we are 2 days into it. Let's see what happens. We know we got lots of moon energy and we got portals going on. We got so much going on, everybody. So it's going to be very important that you ground, 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 and create your policies, create your boundaries, and just tell them, sorry, it's my policy that I don't have these kind of conversations. I don't entertain this. You don't have to answer people's texts back. Okay, you can block people. You are not obligated to interact with anybody at this time. Your soul will let you know who to interact with and reach out to and whatever else you're supposed to be doing. So just listen to your heart's cry, follow literally your heart space, put your hand on it, and just be in silence out in the sun for 20 minutes. And if it's really cold outside like it is here, just put on a warm coat, but get those energies and know that it's real and know that it can change you. And know that everything that you're seeing around you is just a manifestation of what's going on inside you and collectively. So collectively, we are done. We are done with this planet being the way it was. We're done with stealing from it, hurting it. And a group of us have come back. We've come back in these last 6 years and we're making the changes. And it's going to start getting real dramatic here where there will not be any question who's who and who's doing what. But I'm making a cry for us all to unite, us all to come together. I would love it if you guys follow my podcast, follow me on my social medias, follow me on my YouTube and X. If you want to stay connected, okay, and listen to my podcast and pass my podcast around to help other people. And if you're somebody that's a leader and doing this, and you want to talk, I would love to interview you or just chit chat about how you're going through this ascension and your pitfalls and what you've gone through and what's worked and what hasn't worked and where you're at. If you're somebody that's kind of in a leadership space and you have a YouTube, I'd love to have some topics where we discuss, how we're going through this, so that we can kind of help each other, help the leaders too. So I've got lots of different kind of groups within groups that I'm working with, but I'm really heading this up and kind of bringing us through the eye of the needle. We're parting the Red Sea, parting the Red Sea, and we're walking through it with flying colors. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Attached to my information and my inspiration, I put inspirational videos on TikTok. I'm on YouTube, podcast. I'm everywhere, uh, doing my best to get this out here and be a soft place for you guys to fall. It's like man or woman, we are doing this. We are doing it, and it is phenomenal. And I am so excited. I am so happy to be alive at this time. And, somebody told me the other day or this morning or something that I needed to take a break and relax and rest. And it's like, no, I'm taking lots of breaks. Um, this is a break. This is not stressful for me at all. I am holding a lot of people right now, but I'm able to do that. I'm able to do that. Um, and I love it. I love to do this. I love all of humanity with a love and compassion that I've never experienced before. And it's delicious and amazing. And I don't want to stop. And I feel like I'm up 24/7, constantly thinking about this. And I pop up in the morning and think about my reality shifters, and different people come into my mind. And I'm coaching the group and doing scans for the group. And people are getting healed, and people are avoiding heart attacks and all kinds of stuff, all from getting this information out. Families, teenagers, everything are being illuminated by this information. And they're realizing that it is going to be phenomenal. And if I can have one person be happier and more joyful and solidly know that, yeah, it's going to be a little bit dicey getting through this, but we are going to get through it. We are going to get through it, and we are going to a world that is going to be so phenomenal and blow all of our minds. And we're all going to be able to connect and be together in person. And we're going back to the future. So it's going to be incredible. So, everybody, have a wonderful afternoon, or whenever you're listening to this. Check out my other podcasts that I have. There's a number of them that will help move the needle for you and will help you understand what is going on. So check those out. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Have a great night.